Hey guys, this is Brother Ellie, and in this video I want to cover the fundamentals on fake casting. Fake casting is stopping your own cast in order to bait out an enemy's interrupt ability. Manipulating when your enemy uses his interrupt can give you an advantage by creating an optimal burst window of recovering effectively in a fight. Every class has an interrupt ability with different lockout times and different cooldowns. Nameplate cooldowns is an add-on that I highly recommend. This add-on will provide visual indicators on cooldowns and interrupts used by your opponents. As you play, you will learn what each interrupt icon looks like. In order to fake cast a juke, you have to simply cancel your casting in anticipation of an enemy's interrupt. You can do this by moving or creating a /stop casting macro. The purpose of the stop casting macro is for abilities you can use while moving or channeling. You can keybind this macro like any other ability. Mine is mouse scroll down. Although the majority of my fake casting is by moving, I think it is important to be comfortable with both methods. As an elemental shaman, most of your damage buildup and healing comes from hard casting. We have 3 schools of magic: nature, fire, and frost if you're spec'd into it. An alternative to fake casting is baiting out an interrupt on a tree of magic you can afford to be locked out. Knowing this, you can prioritize your schools of magic and attempt to bait the enemy into wasting his lockout on a lesser priority school. This will allow you to free cast with the school of magic you wish. You have to put yourself in win-win scenarios. If you bait with lava bursts and it gets locked out, you can free cast with our most important tree, nature. Conversely, if your lava burst does not get locked out, you are still doing damage and building maelstrom. Mastering both bait casting and fake casting can not only put you in an advantage, but it is almost necessary to succeed as an elemental shaman in PvP. Global cooldowns are a precious resource. With that being said, the global cooldown will only trigger once you have completed a spell, not while fake casting. The act of fake casting is essentially a self-CC. If I attempt to juke 3 times in a row and my opponent is aware of this, I am wasting time. In order to prevent this, you can use an instant ability immediately after your attempt to juke. Whether it be reapplying Flame Shock, or Shield, or placing a cap totem down, you can make the most of your fake cast attempts, so you are not wasting your time. Frost Shock is always a safe pick. It does a modest amount of damage and can set you up to kite in the future. In higher rated arena, everyone is privy to fake casting shenanigans. You can gauge someone's fake cast potential by how desperate the scenario is becoming. At the highest levels, it can become a mind game in itself. Another tip is to pay attention to the remaining cooldown on your opponent's interrupt. If you intentionally begin a cast within the time frame that their interrupt is coming off of cooldown, you can create pressure off of anticipation to get an easy juke. Fake casting isn't the answer to everything. You can still get stunned or blanket silenced by some abilities. However, comboed with proper kiting, fake casting provides more depth to the elemental shaman gameplay. Also, our quality of life has improved drastically with the removal of the Blood Elf silence racial. With all of this being said, you will get locked out and you will get juked. The takeaway is to put yourself in scenarios that you can practice these skills and build intuition. The more comfortable you are in practice, the more comfortable you will be when you really need it. Be sure to check out my Legion PvP videos if you're interested, and stay tuned for my trailer for my 3rd installment in the Brother Ellie PvP series. And thanks for watching.